Hi, this is Abe, and in this video I'm going to talk about the insert into SQL statement. We'll go through the syntax and then run through a few examples to try it out. Now this command will come in handy if you're trying to add data to existing tables. So if you've gone through and created some tables and you want to add data, you would use this command to do that. So I've already got the SQL Developer application open. I've got a connection called XEJerry connection, and that's connected to my local database. And I've already created a user called Jerry and also created some tables with that account. Now, all that was done in previous videos, so if you'd like to know or want to see how I did that, go ahead and review those if you'd like. And then if you're following along, just so that you have the same setup that I do. Now you'll notice here in these tables, all I have is just a table with some columns. There is no data whatsoever in these tables. So if I click on the address and then click on data, it's completely empty. It's just got some column names or some columns set up. And that's the case for all these tables here. Okay, completely empty. And this is where our insert into command will help us to add the data that we want in those tables. So starting with my first insert, I'll do insert into, and the table that I'm going to insert data into for the first one there is called friend name. If I expand that, it gives me all the columns there. So friend underscore name, and then start off with friend ID, and then first name, and then middle name, last name, and last one is gender. And I'm going to close that bracket, next line, and then now with the values. So the first friend ID is 1, comma. So you basically have to enter a value for each one of these columns, if you have one, or if the record has one in this case. So first name for this. Now keep in mind, anything that's not a number has to be enclosed in a single quote. A name, a last name, and stuff like that. So my first friend name is Ross. Close that, comma. Put null, and I'll get into what that means later on in a future video. So he doesn't have a middle name. Last name is single quotes Geller. Close a single quote, comma, and then the gender, also in a single quote, he's male. Close a single quote, close the bracket, and semicolon to end that. So now I'm going to go ahead and run this. If you look down here, it says 1 row inserted. Now I'm going to do a whole bunch of these at once just to save time. Basically all with the same idea, a whole bunch of inserts. So there's my first one. These are all going into the friend name table. Now moving on to my next table. And as far as the syntax, very similar to what we used before. Table's phone number, and then we have to provide all the column names. If we click on the phone number table here, you'll see it has 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. So we specified those there, and we specified a value for each one of those. So that's done. Now we're doing let's do the address table. Insert. Again, keep in mind, if it's not a number, it has to be enclosed in single quotes, and only numbers can just be entered as is. In the case of the postal code, because it has characters as well as numbers, or alphabetic characters as well as numbers, you have to enclose that in single quotes. So that's the address table. And now we're going to enter the data into the friend address table. Okay, so that's complete. Now, if you look at the last one there, we sort of tried to do something different, basically inserting a function as part of one of the values, which is called the toDate function. I'll address that in a future video, so I won't talk too much about it for now. But you could have easily just put in just a date here as opposed to a function call. So once that's done, all the rows have been inserted. If I click on address table and then click on data, you'll see that it's already populated with some information. And that's the case, should be the case for all of these. So address, friend name, friend phone, and phone number. So there you have it. We talked about the insert into statement. We used it to enter some data into our tables, and then finally verified our results. I'll be posting this script here, all of this, onto my blog, which I'll link to in the description box below. Feel free to check that out and try some of these things on your own. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and see you later.